All right, guys, here we are in Game 1 of what was the old map tournament, but is now Team Arena Challenge 3. Apparently, we've got dignitas.merz spawning in the bottom left part of the map. Well, it looks like Cloud Kingdom from the mini-map, all right. And in the upper right, I guess we've got a surprise. It is ESC.Jaxx.
Yeah. And this was actually one of the semifinals from the qualifier last weekend. So the winner of this will move in to Team Arena Challenge 3 proper.
Hooray.
The loser will not get another shot because this is our last qualifier. They are out. They are dunzos.
No more chances. You know, whenever I see the name Jax, I think of Mortal Kombat. Right?
Oh, yeah?
Although I never used Jax in Mortal Kombat. I was always a Sub-Zero or a Cabal were my favorite ones.
Sub-Zero? It's funny you say that because the few times I've played Mortal Kombat, again, nothing against the game, just never had Mortal Kombat as a kid.
Sure.
I did play Sub-Zero, so.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we have a bond there.
He's cool. Sub-Zero bond.
Yeah.
It's like frozen together with ice because it's Sub-Zero.
That's actually a pretty strong bond.
I have to admit, I use Cabal quite a bit more, though.
Well, great. Thanks. You've just shattered
And I have to clarify, too, like, for any, like, actual Mortal Kombat fans out there, I'm talking Ultimate MK3, which, in my opinion, is the best version of the game out there. Although, it's kind of really weird now with, like, it's just a bunch of jabbing. But anyway, that's besides the point. This is StarCraft 2, that probe being a little bit annoying. SCV coming up doing some impromptu repair. A lot of impromptu stuff going on.
That's okay, though, because you know what? In the end, we are casting StarCraft. This match matters for our tournament next week, so I am so excited. Yeah.
It's a big deal.
And merz is actually a player that I've been very impressed with lately. He's a very cool guy. I got the pleasure of interviewing him about a year ago at MLG Anaheim, and since then, he's been stepping up his game, and Dignitas not really been present in these qualifiers. They tried once before. They were eliminated pretty quickly on this go-around, though. Looks like they're right on the edge of making it in. As we can remember, they did have previous history in Team Arena Challenge back in Seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They didn't have the most successful run, so they're trying to turn things around for now.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the kind of interesting things is it looks like we might see an SCV put down a command center after their probe leaves. But anyway, one of the interesting things has been seeing, teams try and try again to get in. And so there's a lot of stories behind the qualifiers as well. So Dignitas, they've made a couple attempts at it, and this is their last chance.
And we'll see what they can actually work with here now. Of course, one Rax Gaslet's fast expand for merz. We'll see how he follows this up. It's going to be just 2 more barracks and double gas afterwards, or what will come of it afterwards. Jax, on the other hand, don't know too much about this player, I have to admit. This is the first time I've casted anything from him. Nothing too out of the ordinary, though, going for a 1-gate expand in response to that quick fast expand that he saw out of his opponent.
Yep, didn't cut gas, didn't cut his cyber core or anything like that, so it's not like one of those ultra-fast Nexus first sets we've been seeing lately. I mean, we've been seeing ones where they do skip their cyber core, they pull guys off gas, they're like, I need to get that Nexus as soon as possible.
Yep.
But this is just a normal one.
Very much so. Yeah, it's interesting you say that. It's been popular lately. You'll see a lot of players, kind of what he's been referring to is, once you see that one Rax Gaslet's fast expand, you're just like, whatever. Just all minerals, go. Just go. More Nexuses, please. Stalker is out, though, and it is going to take out the SCV that's up at the front.
Oh, his little drill arm came off. I never noticed that before. Ouch.
So sad, and now it's just kind of faded into obscurity.
Yep. It just, see, the nice thing about what everything is made of in the Terran army is that it decomposes very quickly.
Yes.
Therefore, it's very good for the environment.
Some faster than others, if you look at mules, of course.
Yeah, that's right. Well, mules are not... It's a pretty big carbon footprint. I mean, they come through space, right?
Yeah.
So they're like punching holes in the ozone layer left and right.
Right.
And then when they fall apart, they just kind of sit there,
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
It's
Captain Planet, man, he wouldn't be too happy with that.
Captain Planet is silently shaking his head somewhere, but it is still shoddy construction for the Terran engineers, if we're honest. So.
It is. It's that throwaway society that we live in, It's just so disappointing.
They've really got to step it up. All right. Well, merz did put down a tech lab already researching STEM, so prioritizing that before additional add-ons or anything along those lines. His opponent, Jax, going up to gateways number 2, 3, and 4. So he wants to put on some pressure right away.
Certainly looks like it. It's got that forward pylon down, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe try to bust that bunker with some early attack here. But, I don't know, Terran players are just so used to this right now, you kind of expect it to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't think merz is really going to be phased all that much by it. I mean, he could use another bunker, I suppose, if he wanted to be pretty safe. But 1 is generally enough if you get your SCVs there in time.
Especially on this map.
Yeah, 2 is safer. Looks like he's going to be a little bit proactive here. about this push, and if he can, you know, catch the Stalker, catch the Probe maybe, he could just end this before it happens.
And, yeah, he has pulled a lot of forces out now.
Oh, I see, just taking the tower. Yep.
Yeah, at the same time, we see him moving over to a factory, +1 attacks on the way, and adding on those additional add-ons. In fact, all reactors seem to be very marine-heavy.
Yeah, this has been kind of the trend in TVP lately, to go 2 reactor instead of 2 tech lab. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and unfortunately, those rally points those patrol points will never be used. Jaxx already making his way up. Now, like I said, this is a pretty good position on this map. It's just so defensive and so close to the rest of your SCVs. It makes it very easy to repair that up. But Jaxx, he's got a pretty good amount of forces, but already we see a few preemptive SCVs pulled off of the line. 3
really
bunkers being constructed now as well.
Yeah, and Jaxx, I think MERZ knows he doesn't really need 3 bunkers. He's just making 2 because he knows it's kind of late. And he, wow, he got that Stalker. And he needs to make sure at least 1 gets up, because here's the attack right now from Jaxx, and MERZ should be able to defend this. Some of the SCVs, though, not repairing. Not the best engagement, really, or not the best defense from MERZ, but...
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that could have gone a lot better. Man, MERZ not responding really well at all. Those were quite good force fields from Jaxx, though, so it's not like he made it easy on him or anything.
And it looks like he is repairing up this bunker once again, and now there's just not enough DPS as it sits. Yeah. But now finally reinforcing with a couple of Zealots. Looks like that may finally be enough. The bunker just trying to hold on for dear life, but another Zealot going to go down. Jaxx just trying to continue to make this work. 5 Marines being produced at a time now for dignitas.merz.
He does get the bunker, but there's plenty of Marines out here. He does lose that last sentry, and I think Jaxx should be pushed back. He may decide to try to keep going with a Warpin, which it looks like he will. Yeah. He's got a decent supply lead for this time in the game, 51 to 36. Yeah, and MERZ is actually just going to need to abandon his natural. That is actually very surprising. You usually never see pressure like this be so successful at the pro level. So, good job by Jaxx in his engagement in MERZ.
Yeah, he's kind of in a rough spot.
Yeah, it's a rough start to the game for MERZ for sure. Jaxx is going to get a huge economic advantage out of this.
Yeah, and killing the supply depots at the front as well. Just doing whatever he can. We'll probably go after this reactor next as well. And, yeah, so he's reinforcing very well. We do see a Twilight Council coming up for him. And finally, MERZ going to move back in to try and take this out. The Zealot goes down very quickly. Both of them, as a matter of fact, with a lot of SCVs were pulled off the line one more time. Finally, the relatively fragile Stalkers are being pushed to the back. But MERZ, at least he can take solace in the fact that he's sitting on 2 command centers who can replenish that economy pretty quickly. But, man, he has a very uphill battle in front of him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, look at what Jaxx is doing. 2 Forges already and Blink. He's getting upgrades. I mean, he doesn't really have to worry about any sort of pressure early on at this point. The one thing that I'd really like to see him do is put some pylons or some probes out there on the map to watch for drops.
Yeah.
And, yep, just pressuring a little bit, but I don't think he's going to let himself really lose anything beyond shields at this point. Just kind of maybe forcing a repair on that factory if he can.
Yeah, I mean, any damage he can do right now is certainly valuable, and it keeps MERZ pinned in for an extended period of time. But we can see Jaxx going up to 1-1 upgrades. Blink is on the way, adding on a 5th gateway as well. So 5th and 6th, as a matter of fact. Still, he is prioritizing those ground upgrade. I'm sorry, those unit upgrades and Blink for the time being. So hasn't gone over to a robotics facility quite yet.
I think he's actually up to, is that 7 gateways already?
Oh, let's see here. That's 1,
7
2,
gates
3,
total,
4,
right?
5, 6.
There's one down at the natural? No. What am I thinking? That's not a gateway. That's a Twilight Council. All right, 6 gates. 1-1 all the way.
Yeah.
On the way. 1-1 all the way.
1-1 all the way! 1-1 timing attack for the win!
Double upgrades. What does it mean?
I love it. All right, well, Jaxx is a pretty stout force back at home. MERZ, though, is only backed by 10 supply because the amount of infrastructure that Jaxx has been investing in. So there is a possibility that he could get in there and do some damage. Of course, if Jaxx is playing defensively, he'll be prepared for this. But still, it's a concern he'll have here.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I mean, he's going to need to kind of look ahead through getting damage done with drops and things like that, or just maybe just run a Marine right in. I mean, if you can, why not? Oh, he's actually going to run up. Oh, this could be either a very good or bad thing for MERZ. It depends on how well Jaxx can force field this, and oh no, MERZ picking up.
He does.
Oh man, he is lucky.
Yeah, Stalker's not going after those medevacs.
Man, MERZ is so lucky right there that Jaxx had nothing that could see Aaron. I mean, MERZ probably knew that, but still, I mean, he barely got out of there.
But, you know, that was still a little bit testy for Jaxx, honestly.
Yeah.
His army was pulled way out of position to just clean up one Marine that was sitting over at the third. So it allowed Merz to run in and do a little bit of damage there. Unfortunately, the scouting factory is not going to scout much.
Yeah, probably should have repaired that before he sent it out, if he was going to send it out at all, because, you know, obviously it's just kind of a waste at that point. Right. Combat shields and concussive shells on the way for our Terran players, so continuing to get those upgrades, going up to, it looks like, 5 total barracks, so pretty normal 2-base composition from our Terran player right now. Going to maybe see him look at taking a third as he does some sort of pressure on his opponent, because right now, I mean, Merz, despite a really rough start, is at a point where he could, you know, try to maybe get a little bit of an edge. The big disadvantage that he's going to have are that his upgrades are going to be a little bit slower than his opponent.
That's very true. Jaxx playing very, very conservative for the time being, though, as he's moving up to a third base. Yeah. He's got a 7th gateway on the way. He was very supply blocked for a while as well, so he had to allocate those resources somehow. Starting to warp in a few more gateway units, but still no robo to be found at all.
Yeah, staying for a long time on gateway. This is actually interesting. I mean, he does need to get... Okay, there we go. There's the Templar Archives. I'm not going to say it's late, because this could just kind of be when he normally gets it in his games. I haven't seen a lot of what he's done, but certainly it is a little bit risky to let your opponent get so far ahead on tech.
Once again, Jaxx is pulled out of position. He's got to retreat with his stalkers for now, and a few units are trying to warp in, but already economic damage has been done. Merz needs to get out of there. No, unfortunately he can't. He's engaging over on the left-hand side of the map. At the same time, a good number of Zealots are out with charge finish as well, trying to bait in towards a more favorable engagement to get down a couple of force fields, but honestly, those force fields weren't the best. Yeah,
force fields not quite working out well for Jaxx here, and all in all, I mean, some of the decisions he's made, some of the engagements have not been terribly impressive. It's going to be interesting. I mean, Merz definitely has a chance to kind of come back and take this game at this point. I mean, he was never really out of it completely, but that disadvantage that he had is really going away quickly. In fact, he's able to take his third now, and as long as he keeps a little bit of pressure on with drops, he's going to be able to kind of control the army size by, you know, killing a probe here and there. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's usually in TVP, it always comes down to the very late game anyway, lately, but there are still things you can do at this point in the game.
Wow, and Jaxx actually brought all of his forces back to deal with that Marauder that allows Merz to start gathering things up and moving in. Probably still going to have to cancel the command center. No, it looks like Jaxx is moving away very quickly from this engagement, not wanting to test the force of Merz, and that will allow him to at least temporarily keep that command center alive.
Yeah. Look at this. I like this. Just getting a bunch of Archons. Good idea for Jaxx right now. He knows he doesn't really have time to get Storm and Energy, really, at this point if he wants to deny that third. So just going straight up to Archons here. And will he be able to cause a cancel? He does kill the SCV again.
There it is.
There it is. Okay.
He needs the maneuverability in that area. So Merz is going to duck back. Stims comes back in one more time. That's a lot of Zealots that are very well upgraded, though. Does Merz have enough to be able to fight this back? I've got to say he's hanging on pretty well, but now that third is so delayed, he's almost mined out of his main. The economy for Jaxx is really starting to take off.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention the difficulty it's going to be matching army for army against his Protoss opponent. Right now, 3-3 already on the way for Jaxx, and 2-2 hasn't even been started yet for Merz. So that upgrade advantage is just going to be very, very big soon. I mean, any straight-up fight that happens between these two players right now is probably not going to go in Merz's favor. He's going to need to be very, very careful here.
And looks like he's trying to get in position. What is he doing? Just re-stims once again. Just decided he wanted to check things out for a little while, but that army was prepared for Jaxx. So he ends up just using a lot of the HP on his forces more than anything else.
Yeah, using a lot of the energy on his medevacs too, really.
Yeah.
So honestly, a little bit of a sloppy game being played by both players right now. Jaxx is ahead, but it could change. Any Ghost Academy on the way yet for our Terran player?
That's the thing. No, I don't believe there's a Ghost Academy down. Okay. But one thing to note, though, no threat of Robo whatsoever, so Merz has been able to produce nothing but medevacs. Hasn't even had to consider moving over to Vikings, which is going to make that ground force just that much stronger. So
yeah.
Storm finishing up, Jaxx moving to a fourth base as well, but again, just really focusing down one tech path. 3-3 just finishing up for him as well.
Yeah, MERZ really needs to get a Ghost Academy on the way here. I mean, he's just not going to be able to take on Storm with that army if Jaxx decides to go that route. He did finish Storm, but, you know, we don't really know how good his Templar control is yet. But if it's anywhere near passable, it's going to be really, really difficult for MERZ to handle that without EMPs to take some of that out of the equation.
All right. Well, we'll see if MERZ is going to be prepared for this. He's built a little supply depot wall that he can maneuver around as well as he continues to reinforce there. Finally, the Ghost Academy coming up, but of course not going to be part of this little engagement that's coming out here.
Oh, Zelt's coming into the natural, but it looks like they do get caught up a little bit on the army instead. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do get taken out. And there those storms we're talking about right now, and all MERZ can really do is dodge them at the moment. His Ghost Academy is not even finished yet at the 21-minute mark.
Yeah,
that's rough.
Going to be a little while, but of course that's just an extension of how well Jaxx has been able to delay. All right, trying to get out in front so we can get the best possible repair on the Planetary Fortress. It's taking a lot of damage. MERZ just trying to focus down the army as much as possible. This Planetary Fortress looks like it will eventually fall here. Just 100 hit points and then it dies. But MERZ was able to kill a lot of units in the meantime.
Yeah, he got it, but that wasn't a very cost-efficient trade for our Protoss player, for Jaxx. So MERZ knows he has an opportunity here. He knows that if he's going to push at any time, it's going to be now, and I hope we're going to see him moving out. He needs to take advantage of this. Okay, there he goes. And so he should be able to get really at least one base with this. 2-2 is going to finish on the way there, too, which is really nice for him.
Yeah, he needs to start making up that upgrade deficit. As we see, 2 robotics facilities are out. The second one's being constructed right now, and the robotics bay is coming on the way as well. That Nexus very low, falls right away. These Zealots really aren't going to amount to anything. 2-2 is finished up. Mobius reactor on the way for those ghosts as well, so they will have that EMP ready as soon as they pop out of a barracks.
Yeah, this game has really kind of switched momentum right now. I mean, the upgrades are fairly close. It's 2-2 to 3-3 at the moment, so the advantage there still does go to Jaxx. But look at this, MERZ getting +3 bioweapons already, and he's already got 2-2, so it's not that big of a deal. Once the Ghost comes out, that'll help quite a bit, as well as his big problem is he just needs to really make sure that he keeps his third base for a while now, because if he doesn't, he's going to run out of resources.
Yeah, and he had to drop down that orbital command over at his from his main just to be able to take advantage of that.
Not ideal.
You know, his gas is quite hampered as a result of that. Not often you see Terran players at the 24-minute mark that are being held up by gas more than anything else.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of one of those things where if you're going to be going ghosts and upgrades and all that, medevacs, you need gas. Gas is important.
Very much so.
The late game, you'll see a lot of players take their gas geysers before they even send guys to mine.
And our first 2 Colossi have popped out. That is a big threat. MERZ, of course, going to have to take care of things with the pure Bioforce. Does have 3 more ghosts being produced at a time in addition to the 4 that are on the field. Okay, I was just making sure that all of them that I'd selected were all that were on the field.
Yeah. You did a good job.
Oh, why thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It means so much coming from you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, that army is not looking quite as scary as it used to, really.
No.
Yeah, 4 more barracks on the way. 37 Marauders, 35 Marines, 6 Ghosts, 13 Medevacs, a Partridge and a Paratree, and no Vikings, though, so he's going to want to fight this soon if he fights it at all.
No Vikings, and also look at this, guys. It's a 20-worker deficit for MERZ, but both players are maxed, which means he has about a 20 supply advantage in terms of army. Now, he may want to delay until he establishes his 4th or just try to play defensive until then, but still, in a straight-up engagement, yes, there are Colossi that are sitting there for Jaxx, but still, not a bad army at all out of MERZ.
Yeah, I mean, even if you have Colossi, you still need to have a army that is able to take out the rest of it, right? So Jaxx, I mean, he's looking okay, but MERZ is certainly he has the capability to beat it. But this is kind of one of those late game TVP situations that we always seem to get to, where in the end it's just whoever positions better, whoever micros better during the fight will end up usually winning the game. So who's it going to be, MERZ or Jaxx? Both of them kind of making a few errors in this game.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to give the advantage to MERZ just because I've kind of seen more of his plays, so I feel like he's maybe a little bit better in the control department, but I don't know. Jaxx could surprise me.
And I wanted to point out his APM as well. MERZ plays an incredibly high APM. He's maintained 323 over the course of this game. All right, so a few EMPs are launched. They hit a couple. Well, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. They hit everything is what I meant to say. None of the Templar were forward enough to be hit by those EMPs. Looks like one going to finally duck forward, try and hit a couple of feedbacks, maybe a storm. At the same time, off to the right, it looks like this newly formed command center is taking quite a bit of damage, probably going to fall.
Yep, it certainly does go down, and so that definitely hurts MERZ a little bit. But, you know, he's still, I feel like he needs to kind of like push, needs to kind of get in position and make something happen at this point, because if he doesn't, his opponent is just going to take a fourth. In fact, he is in the upper left part of the map taking a fourth. And from then on, it's just going to be rough. I mean, look at that bank. He can reinforce so quickly, and he knows it. Look at that, putting down 4 more gateways as well right now.
Yeah.
For a Protoss player. So, yeah, he just wants to make sure that when he does have that big fight, he's able to kind of do the Zerg thing and just remax extremely quickly.
He could honestly do more than that if he wanted to. 16 gates are up, so he'll be able to warp in about 20 or 2,000 minerals worth of units at about the same time. No, I'm sorry, 19 gates for now. So the base, this actually his 5th, is up now in the top left-hand corner of the map, so his economy will be very well developed. Of course, still sitting on those 63 workers. Unfortunately, one extra one sitting there at the assimilator, and a few now being used as sacrificial lambs.
Yep. Even more gateways going down. I really like this. I mean, it's so rare when you see a player, Terran or Protoss in the late game, just put down enough, you know, barracks and gateways to really pump out the units that they need to kind of put out after a big fight.
Well, we'll see here as Jaxx could start transferring a few probes over. Apparently Dream has had enough. He's done with this and leaves the game, but we'll see.
No, that's D-Dre-Am.
D-Dre-Am?
D-Dre-Am.
Is that Dr. Dre and StarCraft,
Dr.
guys?
Dre-Am. Dr. Dre plays StarCraft too? What? Reddit, go.
I'd be okay with that. Well, we know Firebat Hero's confirmed now. So,
who would you rather see play StarCraft 2, Firebat Hero or Dr. Dre? I'm definitely going with Firebat Hero.
I would say Firebat Hero for sheer entertainment value, but I have to say that Dr. Dre and the amount of money that would pour into StarCraft afterwards is quite appealing as well.
That help too. Dr. Dre may actually have better celebrations at the ends of games.
Oh, them's fighting words, all right? Them's fighting words.
Just saying. If there's not a beach nearby, what does Firebat Hero do, you know?
That's, that's true.
I'm just kidding. He's done a lot of stuff outside of that. It's just the most famous one.
I know.
Yep. So, Dark Shrine on the way for Jaxx.
Yep.
And more sacrificial SCVs being sent out. At this point in the game, you can just kind of use mules to mine enough minerals. You really only need SCVs. What?
He just moved in at the last second. That's awesome.
That Marina's like, I'm a badass.
I'm the good. No one's ever going to believe me. Well, MERZ. Planetary Fortress up over at his 4th. Hasn't taken a 5th yet. Finally, some probes transferred over to the 5th of his opponent. Looks like he was sacrificing units so we can have the best possible late game composition. Are we going to have an engagement? It's 31 minutes in.
Good. Both of these players playing very, very passive right now. They're like, I don't want this to happen. I'm afraid.
Yep. Fear is
MERZ is like, hold on.
Not a good thing.
Let me get high-sec auto-tracking and this other building armor upgrade first.
Yep.
Then let's fight at my planetary.
That's a solid plan. I like that.
All right.
Standard 33-minute building armor,
Jaxx
defensive timing.
Let me make more gateways, because if I have 50 of them, then I can warp in 100 supply of zealots.
What are we up to? Let's see. Hold on. Okay, so that's 12, then a 13. 16. Oh, I'm sorry, I already have one of those, so that's actually just 15 as a few stalkers try to poke forward there. 16, plus there are 16 in the main. He's up to now 31 gates.
31 gateways.
15 plus 16.
Wow.
I'm sorry, a few more coming up now.
34 gateways make that? All right. 34 gateways. What's the barracks count for MERZ? Don't know if it's quite going to be 34.
I don't know, but I'm enjoying counting with Doe and Kevnaki. I've got to admit.
That's fun.
Let's see here.
Only 7 barracks. 7, 8, 9. 9 barracks. 9 barracks to 31 gateways. I don't know, man.
Oop, 10, 11.
Okay, so he's starting to add more barracks on. It's just, at this point, it's kind of like just a contest to see who can build more production stuff.
Yes, essentially.
Yeah.
So, well, I hope you guys have locked in your weekend, because this best of 5 is going to last for the next 8 days. So it'll go all the way through your weekend.
Rain playing on MERZ's account.
Well, let's see here now as The gateway count continues to soar, Doa.
All right.
I tell you what, this is riveting
35?
commentary.
35? Or is that 36?
I don't even know now.
I think we were
a billion?
at 34, right? So plus 2 is
Billion.
36.
5,
36 gateways.
8, 11, 15,
MERZ
17,
is trying to equal him in command
18.
centers, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so literally, this is just going to be one of those games where the players just decide they're not going to fight each other.
Yeah, Marine, you do this.
Oh, man. What? So I heard what happened to the last.
Apologize.
That
We were
Marine
looking
is
at the
scary,
Hero
dude.
Zealot. A few EMPs were landed, but
All right.
Jaxx didn't lose all that much. He is finishing Protoss Shields level 2,
You know,
though.
some Terran players may want to attack the Protoss army after EMPing nearly every unit, but nope, not MERZ.
No.
It's like, no, I gotta wait. I want to be patient Marine. He can kill endless amounts of 3/3 charge lots.
Yeah, really, why hasn't he just sent that in? I mean, game would be over.
No kidding. Yeah, it's a hero unit. Nobody knows.
Standard 9K, 6K banked now for Jaxx.
This is actually
Pretty
probably
boring.
one of the most boring games I've ever casted. I'm going to be honest. Like usually, I'm not. Usually, I was debating on it if I wanted to say it, but
Oh, come on, I'm right there with
but
you.
there's like I'm not gonna even pretend at this point that I can make this game exciting.
Well,
This is literally just 2 players sitting around getting upgrades.
this has actually gone as long as our normal best of 5 from Yield Map tournaments.
Probably,
So,
yeah. Oh, a unit died. Oh man.
All right, we'll see if MERZ can take out this group of stalkers.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
he killed like an SCV.
Oh, hey, Command Center, you probably should go the other way. No, okay, it doesn't matter. The
You see that video comparing the Overlord's speed and at the end the like barracks just flies by?
Yes.
I was like, yeah, Terran. Then I played Zerg on ladder, so I'm like, oh.
Aw.
I'm looking forward to that Overlord change, actually. That's gonna,
I'm sure you
I
are.
Don't,
You're looking forward to Queen range as well?
I think that's very silly, and I don't know if the Overlord speed thing is really necessary, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like if you are good in preparing your even in ZVT, which it is intended for, but I'm not going to complain. I mean, it's going to be good for Zerg, so they're getting so bored with this game. They're like, please end it all, end it all, Jaxx.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Bye-bye SCVs. That
Merciful
means
stalkers.
you additional units can come up now. He has up to 11
So-
Vikings, so...
What's the longest game we've casted? It was an hour and a half, wasn't
Bill,
it?
yeah.
That was right
Bill
with
and
Bill
Calvin
and Calvin the
Colossus.
Colossus.
Yes. That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Oh, what the?
What?
Let me just kill some Vikings here for you.
That's
all
3,
right.
almost 4 Vikings go down there. He's replacing everything with Marauders, so we're okay.
MERZ is like, you're right. I didn't have enough Marauders. Thank you.
Well, he's remaking Vikings. That's disappointing.
That's right. That's good. Stalker.
One Stalker for
Well,
5
don't worry.
Vikings.
He's got 36 gateways, man. He can remake those, no problem.
And he has 13-5 banked.
13?
7K.
What is this? Is this a game where someone was just playing against the easy AI and like went to get lunch or something? What is
What
this?
is his APM right now?
That's
0. He's officially AFK.
It's like, you're right. To do this, we don't need to play any faster than show. It's okay.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, wow. Okay, so now it jumped up again.
So this is game
It's
1.
good. This is... So,
This is a best of 9, by the way. I just want to throw that out there for everyone.
I just took a nap.
Did you?
I just took like a 2-second nap.
Well,
I'm
I'll
back.
recap you on
What
what's
did
happening.
I miss?
Some probes are being sacked.
He's like, well, you're right. I guess if I have 14,000 minerals and 7,000 gas, I really don't need to mine anything anymore. That's a good call by Jaxx.
Yeah, solid play.
I agree with that. He's down to
Standard.
160 supply, though. He needs to use those gateways. Come on, Jaxx. You've got 36 gateways, and you're sitting literally 40 supply below max. What's going on here, man? What are you using your APM for?
I feel I need to
Jaxx?
compulsively scan.
Go to his view. Go to Jax's view right now.
Okay, what is he, player 1
Just
or
double
player
tap
2?
1, double tap 2. We'll see
He's
what happens.
double tap 1.
No, double tap 1.
Oh!
Look at this. He's warping units in.
Look at that.
Into the main.
That's cute. That is cute.
Oh, wow. He's going to kill some barracks?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, that's action. This is prime
This is
action right here.
huge.
So. This is
is huge.
Terrible, terrible damage.
Oh, what? Oh,
Action, engagements,
Oh, there's
excitement.
and stuff.
Yeah,
DT's in that army, too.
things died.
Yeah.
More zealots though doing damage. Actually, MERZ needed to
wow.
free up some supplies so he can produce some defense back at
He
home.
needs to remake those gateways, man.
No
It's a
kidding.
big deal. He's way behind. He's only got 2,600 minerals and 2,300 gas.
Jaxx is only down. He's down to 12K now.
He's got some problems going on here. Oh, there was a big storm on the mineral line, though.
Yeah.
Right there. Geez, nothing going on in this game, and you missed the storm in the mineral line.
I'm looking over at you. Don't. I
just-
swear to
I'm
God.
kidding.
Why
I'm
you?
just kidding. One of these days.
To the moon, Alice. All right.
Don't call me Alice. Oh, whoa, whoa. EMPs on everything. It is time. MERZ moving out, getting some good EMPs again. Will we see the end of the game?
I don't know. The Zealots, though, are being evaporated because of the EMPs. No storms hitting. Where are the storms? There's just nothing there. And MERZ crushes through the army. But, of course, Jaxx can produce 3 Colossi and 20 Zealots at a time.
Yeah, MERZ taking apart this army fairly easily here. He did get a lot of good EMPs pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's what he needed to push ahead right now. 150 supply to 111, though. Those 36 warp gates really coming in handy. Warping in a lot of DTs as well. There's the scan, though, and once that happens, the DTs are not quite as effective.
No, but you know,
not killing them.
This almost reminds me of White from IPL 2. I've just got enough DPS in this army. I'll just push through. I don't care if you can detect it.
Might. The medevacs not quite keeping up anymore. Medevac for every Marauder, but they are going down. Yeah, here's where we really see that in the very, very, very late game situation. If Protoss makes enough gateways, they can just really, really outproduce Terran, no problem, especially if Terran just loses all their production facilities.
Yeah.
And there's another big fight going on. There it is, and it looks like Jaxx might be able to push back MERZ and win this game.
Yeah, well, we'll find out here. Looks like MERZ once again falling back towards the planetary fortress, but then it's kind of scooped to the side of it. Yeah,